Hello everyone, welcome to our sports news channel. Here you are always well informed. I ask you to subscribe, leave your like and thank you. Retired NFL star Michael O'Hare, whose supposed adoption out of grinding poverty by a wealthy, white family was immortalized in the 2009 movie, The Blind Side, petitioned a Tennessee court Monday with allegations that a central element of the story was a lie concocted by the family to enrich itself at his expense. The 14-page petition, filed in Shelby County, Tennessee, probate court, alleges that Sean and Leanne Toohey, who took O'Hare into their home as a high school student, never adopted him. Instead, less than 3 months after O'Hare turned 18 in 2004, the petition says, the couple tricked him into signing a document making them his conservators, which gave them legal authority to make business deals in his name. The petition further alleges that the Tooheys used their power as conservators to strike a deal that paid them and their 2 birth children millions of dollars in royalties from an Oscar-winning film that earned more than $300 million, while O'Hare got nothing for a story that would not have existed without him. In the years since, the Tooheys have continued calling the 37-year-old O'Hare their adopted son and have used that assertion to promote their foundation as well as Leanne Toohey's work as an author and motivational speaker. The lie of Michael's adoption is one upon which co-conservators Leanne Toohey and Sean Toohey have enriched themselves at the expense of their ward, the undersigned Michael O'Hare, the legal filing says. Michael O'Hare discovered this lie to his chagrin and embarrassment in February of 2023, when he learned that the conservatorship to which he consented on the basis that doing so would make him a member of the Toohey family, in fact provided him no familial relationship with the Tooheys. The Toohey family did not immediately return phone calls Monday to numbers listed for them. Their attorney, Steve Faries, declined comment to ESPN on Monday, saying the family would file a legal response to the allegations in the coming weeks. O'Hare's petition asks the court to end the Tooheys' conservatorship and to issue an injunction barring them from using his name and likeness. It also seeks a full accounting of the money the Tooheys earned using O'Hare's name, and to have the couple pay him his fair share of profits, as well as unspecified compensatory and punitive damages. Since at least August of 2004, conservators have allowed Michael, specifically, and the public, generally, to believe that conservators adopted Michael and have used that untruth to gain financial advantages for themselves and the foundations which they own or which they exercise control, the petition says. All monies made in said manner should in all conscience and equity be disgorged and paid over to the said ward, Michael O'Hare. O'Hare was a rising high school senior when he signed the conservatorship papers, and he has written that the Tooheys told him that there was essentially no difference between adoption and conservatorship. They explained to me that it means pretty much the exact same thing as adoptive parents, but that the laws were just written in a way that took my age into account, O'Hare wrote in his 2011 best-selling memoir, I Beat the Odds. But there are some important legal distinctions. If O'Hare had been adopted by the Tooheys, he would have been a legal member of their family, and he would have retained power to handle his own financial affairs. Under the conservatorship, O'Hare surrendered that authority to the Tooheys, even though he was a legal adult with no known physical or psychological disabilities. The petition alleges that the Tooheys began negotiating a movie deal about their relationship with O'Hare shortly after the 2006 release of the book, The Blind Side, Evolution of a Game, which chronicled the story. According to the legal filing, the movie paid the Tooheys and their 2 birth children each $225,000, plus 2.5% of the film's defined net proceeds. The movie became a critically acclaimed blockbuster, reportedly grossing more than $300 million at the box office, and tens of millions of dollars more in home video sales. The film received an Oscar nomination for Best Picture, and Sandra Bullock won a Best Actress trophy for her portrayal of Leanne Toohey. While the deal allowed the Tooheys to profit from the film, the petition alleges, a separate 2007 contract purportedly signed by O'Hare appears to give away to 20th Century Fox Studios the life rights to his story, without any payment whatsoever. The filing says O'Hare has no recollection of signing that contract, and even if he did, no one explained its implications to him. The deal lists all 4 Tuohy family members as having the same representative at Creative Artists Agency, the petition says. But O'Hare's agent, who would receive movie contract and payment notices, is listed as Deborah Brannon, a close family friend of the Tuohys and the same lawyer who filed the 2004 conservatorship petition, the petition alleges. Brannon did not return a call to her law office on Monday. In the past, the Tuohys have denied making much money from the movie, saying they received a flat fee for the story and did not reap any of the movie's profits. And what they did earn, they added, was shared with O'Hare. "We divided it 5 ways," the Tuohys wrote in their 2010 book, In a Heartbeat, Sharing the Power of Cheerful Giving. O'Hare's court petition says he never received any money from the movie, even though he long suspected that others were profiting, according to his attorney, J. Gerard Strange IV. Whenever O'Hare asked questions, he did not get straight answers, his attorney said. And since the film's success coincided with the start of his lucrative NFL career in 2009, O'Hare did not take the time to fully investigate the deal until after he retired in 2016, Strange said. O'Hare eventually hired a lawyer who helped him uncover the details surrounding the movie deal and his legal connection to the people he believed were his adoptive parents. His lawyer unearthed the conservatorship document in February, and O'Hare came to the painful realization that the Tuohys had not adopted him. "Mike didn't grow up with a stable family life," Strange said. "When the Tuohy family told Mike they loved him and wanted to adopt him, it filled a void that had been with him his entire life. Discovering that he wasn't actually adopted devastated Mike and wounded him deeply." The petition marks a sharp break in what had been an inspiring, if unsettlingly stereotypical, feel-good story. As the movie portrayed the story, the Tuohys adopted O'Hare, a poor, virtually homeless and academically challenged black teenager. They made O'Hare part of a functional family for the first time. They helped him catch up in school, taught him the basics of football and how to harness his physical skills, putting him on the road to sports stardom. The truth, however, was more complicated. O'Hare certainly led a hard-knock life growing up. But he also had the smarts, the pluck and plenty of help from the Tuohys and others to rise above his circumstances. O'Hare was one of 12 children born to his mother, who struggled with drug addiction. Before his 11th birthday, O'Hare was placed into foster care, where he bounced around numerous homes, and at times lived on the streets. Although he was a capable student, he attended 11 schools in 9 years, and repeated both the first and second grades, leaving him behind academically. His fortunes changed after a friend's father, impressed with O'Hare's inner drive and focus, introduced him to the principal of a private Christian school in a prosperous Memphis neighborhood. O'Hare began attending the school in 10th grade, even as his home life remained chaotic. He was a sports prodigy, excelling in track and field, basketball and football, a game he had studied for years. He began playing football for his new school in 11th grade, quickly establishing himself as one of the nation's top offensive linemen, and college scholarship offers poured in from big-time football programs across the country. Because of his unstable housing situation, O'Hare frequently stayed over at the homes of his classmates, including the Tuohys, whose children attended the school. The petition says that the Tuohys forged a closer relationship with him once O'Hare's athletic prowess drew wide attention. They invited him to spend more nights at their spacious Memphis home and took him shopping. Eventually, they asked O'Hare to move in. They encouraged him to address them as Mom and Dad, and said they planned to adopt him, the filing says.